Yo, what is good, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Renegade Roundtable podcast here. I am Jeffrey Kirby. As you can see, we are joined again by the man, the myth, the legend himself. None other than Boss Sanchez, a.k.a. Jarryd. Jarryd, how the hell are you?
It's been slow. Slow week, I could see.
First and foremost, what is that supposed to mean?
You know what I mean. Slow week.
In what particular way are you talking about slow?
Man, unless the Steelers must be really bored this week, or the media.
What? There's stuff that can be discussed to talk about.
Yeah.
And we're here to do that, because that is what we do. But obviously, we do need to get into, first and foremost, before we get into probably what you would like to call, quote-unquote, hack media questions and topics, talk about this game on Sunday.
God.
Oh.
Anyways.
You know what? I'm going to let you start off. I'm going to let you just have the floor.
This game was such a winnable game. It's not even funny. It's so bad. Seeing Mitch throw 3 picks basically in the Ravens side of the field. 2 in the red zone.
I was going to say what Mike Tomlin called it, the red area.
It was very hard to watch. And then, I watched the whole thing. You're thinking you could come back, but, you always want to win. But in the end, somehow we got 200 yards. The Ravens got 200 yards on the ground. Something like that.
Ravens on the ground had 215. I think that's like identical to the amount that we had against the Saints. I think we might have had 214.
Jeez, that's terrible. The run defense was just awful. The D line was getting beat up. Everyone.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Can you there might be one guy that I could say probably did a great job or a good job on Sunday. Probably one.
Name it.
George Pickens. And that's because, he did what he was supposed to do. He had a couple deep balls, caught, and he made the catch. Other than that, who else can you say really did a good job? First and foremost, Kevin Dotson. Now, I'm not the guy I don't want to be the guy to just completely rip you to shreds for missing blocks. Because I was an offensive lineman in high school. I understand. You're going to miss a block from time to time. But come on, man. That was an easy... and I know for an absolute fact, I'm not going to act like I'm Brian Baldinger when it comes to watching film and knowing what I'm talking... knowing that well in depth in watching film. But you can easily tell that there are certain blitzes that you could see where it's like, okay, it is the quarterback's responsibility or it is the running back's responsibility. You could tell that was not his responsibility. You could tell that was definitely a help out the left tackle unless you see a blitzer come, then you get off and you take on that block. That's what that was. And what did he not do? Exactly that. Got Kenny Pickett absolutely drilled. Now, as much as I want to sit here and bitch and complain about where was the flag, where was the face mask, where was all that? Number one, I know for a damn fact that if this was the opposite way, if Devin Bush or Miles Jack did the same exact thing to Tyler Huntley, we would be going nuts.
Mm-hmm.
It's Ravens-Steelers football. It's going to happen. It sucks that it did, but it was also it's not like that specific thing cost us the game. That was the second possession of the game. And you know what? I need to bring this up. Because there's been 2 times in the span of about 2 separate instances in 2 straight days in the NFL where this concussion thing has gone straight to hell again. Because my question is, how was it that Kenny Pickett was... So he was evaluated for a concussion by the independent neurologist, was cleared, goes back out for one possession, and then was taken out. How was that? And number two, you saw the whole thing that happened with Devontae Parker, right?
I didn't see that.
Okay, on Monday Night Football. Okay, so pretty much, Devontae Parker gets drilled. He gets up, you could tell he's trying to shake off some cobwebs. You can tell that he is concussed. But, obviously these players are wired to just shake off the cobwebs and continue to play. His teammate, Nelson Aguilar, being the great teammate that he was, saw that he was not right and said, he literally stopped the game to get Devontae Parker out of the game. So first and foremost, great job by Nelson Aguilar there. Great job by him, being a great teammate. But where is this spotter, this concussion spotter at? Where is... this is just another instance of there being flaws in the concussion protocol in the National Football League. 2 straight times in 2 straight days. After earlier this year, you just had a big fiasco with what happened with Tua.
Oh, dear. I was reading the chat. Anyways, the only thing I could think of with that, that concussion protocol needs to get changed.
I see you, Hunter, too. Asshole.
I know. They should, maybe his symptoms got worse. That's the only thing I could think of. Unless someone from the NFL called him out. Those are the only 2 options I could think of. Yeah,
and if that's the case, okay, then, you were able to find a way to right a wrong. But, especially because this is now his second, and it's ironic with what Hunter just put, #start Mason. Now, part of that I think is just, I don't know, with Hunter, it might be a troll, it might be, it is a legit thing that people are talking about. We're going to discuss it. And that's why I put in the title, a quarterback competition in December. But we will get to that here in a little bit. I want to continue on with this game. There's just so many issues that go on with this concussion thing. And it is just not a good thing at all for the National Football League. On 2 straight.
Definitely.
Especially, imagine if the reason why the Devontae Parker whole situation got more publicity was because that was the game that everyone was watching. It was Monday Night Football. Just like what happened with Tua. That happened on Thursday Night Football. If what happened to Kenny Pickett happened on Sunday Night Football or Monday Night Football or any game that's the only game on, that might get more publicity as well. Especially because, again, it's his second concussion in 8 weeks. In my opinion, I'll give you a quick spoiler. I don't think there's not a chance in flying hell I am letting Kenny Pickett start this week. Not a chance in flying hell.
I see your point.
And
Very true.
And at the end of the day, I am doing it because I want to... Yes, obviously there is PR into it. If you go into where you have a quarterback who has had his second concussion in 8 weeks, and both times he was magically able to be ready for the next start. When is the last time we've seen that really this year? You really haven't much. If I'm not mistaken, I think Mike Florio said the average time to go through the protocol is like 9 days. So how is it that in less than what, maybe 5 days, 7 days, he was able to go through that twice? It's a very, very concerning thing.
It's a great question. Great question.
And again, like I said, for the PR purposes, there's not a chance in hell Kenny Pickett should be on that field on Sunday. Not a chance in hell.
There shouldn't be, but
I know how this is going to go, and obviously, yes, I will be rooting for him on Sunday, of course, obviously, but I just, for his own safety, for his own well-being, Mike Tomlin, please do the right thing. do the right thing. Or else we're going to have another conversation later on in the show. As you know exactly where I'm going with that.
Another Hackett Media.
Hack Media. This is like summer hack topics right now that we're doing in the middle of the season. What is going on? This is what happens when you have a 5-8 football team. But no. So, going back to... Let me ask you a question. In your opinion, and I did a poll on this. I just had a voice crack. Holy hell.
Mm-hmm.
In your opinion, what do you put the most blame on in this game? Do you blame most of this game on the special teams? On the defense giving up 214 on the ground, 215 on the ground? Or the offense not converting in the red zone and committing 3 turnovers?
As you know, talked about during the game, if Mitchell Trubisky didn't throw 3 picks, those are definitely could have been touchdowns, field goals.
At minimum.
A field goal at minimum. So I'm gonna put the blame on Mitch Trubisky because there's 3 drives, 3 points. That's 9 if you want to go minimum, the bare minimum, because they're all on the Ravens side of the field. And you had Boswell back,
who also got a kick blocked by Calais Campbell. Which, by the way, you want to talk about someone who could possibly maybe be on the hot seat? It might be Danny Smith. But, and the reason why I asked, there's 2 reasons. Number 1, I did a poll earlier this week. I asked it on Monday. I said, with there being over a day away from this game, what do you put the blame on the most for yesterday's game? Talk about Sunday. 64% said the offense and Mitch Trubisky. 20% said the defense. 16%. I did coaching. 16% was coaching. Now, here's the issue. The fact that we can legitimately make arguments for it being the offense or the defense says a lot about your football team. It really shows that you are really in that in a rebuilding you, or what we like to say in Pittsburgh, a retooling year.
Retool.
Because God forbid, saying the word rebuild is
some youngsters go crazy.
Like, oh my God. But that says a lot. And you could tell, myself included, probably you as well. We haven't experienced a quote-unquote rebuild or retooling year for the Steelers.
Yeah, they don't rebuild, they reload.
Reload, retool, whatever. But that says a lot about this football team. But yeah, I mean, you look at it again. They only had 94 passing yards. This is like equivalent to they basically ran Navy's offense in college football. Except that instead of 94, you might have maybe 12 passing yards. They ran practically Navy's offense on you in the National Football League. And you got, 214, 215 put on you?
They couldn't stop.
5.1 yards per carry. 5.1 yards per carry. This isn't college football where you see that. There's no reason why a team in the National Football League should be averaging 5 yards a carry on you.
Well, the most paid defense.
$108 million defense, all right. Yeah, congratulations. What the hell is that?
We know one of the reasons, as TJ's not 100%, so.
He is not at all. And I mean, and here's the other thing, too. They didn't necessarily own the time of possession either. They only had the ball for practically 33 minutes. So they really only had the ball in terms of if you split it 3 more, it's not that much. Not even a half a quarter more. But it's just, this game was so frustrating in so many levels. So many levels. I mean, Mitch Trubisky. Okay, the first pick, going back at it, I can maybe see where he just maybe didn't see. I think, who was that one? Patrick Queen?
Well, yeah, Roquan picked it off. He didn't see Roquan.
It was the first one?
Yep, the first one. He didn't see Roquan Smith at all.
Okay. Maybe he didn't see him. The first one, I can maybe understand that he didn't see the underneath coverage. That second one was inexcusable. The second one is inexcusable. And third and foremost, the third interception to Deontay. I have two issues. Actually, I really have one issue, but it might become a second depending on how I feel in the next 10 seconds. I can appreciate the fact that you're wanting to drive the ball downfield. I can respect that. I can understand that. But if you're going to do that, why don't you do that instead with a guy who's had previous success in this game? Why wouldn't you do that with George Pickens? Where you had Marlon Humphrey, one of the better corners in the NFL, basically saying, yeah, he was cooking my ass all week, all game. He was cooking me. Why wouldn't you do, maybe, if you're going to take a shot downfield, why not take it with George Pickens?
Big receiver, he could catch the ball.
This isn't Antonio Brown here. When you're trying to throw to Deontay Johnson, he's not Antonio Brown where he can still make those plays. Because we've seen a 5'10", 5'11" Antonio Brown make those plays. Deontay Johnson is not that. He's not. That was just another thing that really pissed me off. And here's another thing too, and I put this Monday I kind of just went on a little rampage on Twitter because a lot of people were really pissing me off Monday morning on Twitter when it came to the Steelers. One of the things I said is I'm not going to accept the quote, if we had Pickett we would have won narrative. Because they were also playing with a backup quarterback and then had to go to a practice squad quarterback who was so bad in warm-ups that they had the long snapper throwing passes in case of an emergency. That's how bad Anthony Brown was. So I'm not going to allow, if we had Kenny, we would win there. No, I wasn't allowing that. No. I just wasn't going to. Yes, we had our backup quarterback in. Yeah, so did they. And then they had to go to a practice squad guy that they just had to elevate. No. It was a comfortability thing that they didn't want to do. Well, yes. I mean, you could blame multiple things with the defense. Being -3 in the turnover margin. The defense giving up 215 on the ground. 2 red zone interceptions. A blocked field goal. That's 9 points minimum on the board, like we talked about earlier. 9 points minimum.
Well, 12 if you want to make it.
Well, no, because the third interception wasn't in the red zone. That was I don't even.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was the hail. That was okay.
Yeah,
I see where it is. Okay. That was the long ball.
Everyone wants to. I think it's because whether they want to fit their narrative of because we know some people who will do absolutely anything. And I'm not even talking about Filipponi. You and me personally know people who will do anything to try to fit a Kenny Pickett narrative or an anti-Mitch Trubisky narrative. We can't just 100% put the scapegoat or put 100% of the blame on the backup quarterback and Mitch Trubisky.
Well, of course not.
Does he deserve blame? Absolutely, yes. There's no reason why he should throw 3 interceptions. But also at the same time, you have a $108 million defense. You have the highest paid defense in the National Football League. Special teams. Presley Harvin. Having a 17-yard punt. Getting a field goal blocked. Which, by the way, immediately that 17-yard punt led then to, a 40-something yard run by J.K. Dobbins. And then touchdown. After that, 2-yard run to Dobbins for a touchdown. Make it 10-0. Quick, fast, in a hurry. Yeah.
Yep.
Dropped a punter in the first shot. No, I'm just kidding.
Listen, with Harvin, he's just inconsistent. Everyone hates it, but when he's on, and then when he's off, he's off. It sucks. It sucks. Not the Jordan Berry days, where we had a good punter at least that could punt,
Yeah.
decently. But Harvin is, it's on and off. It wasn't a good punt, but got to improve next week.
Also, here's another thing, too, that I think is going a little bit under the radar as well. The Steelers had the second lowest rushing yards on the year as a team on Sunday. They only ran for 65 yards as a team. For the previous 4 weeks since the bye, we had rushed for at least 100 yards on the ground as a team.
We were fourth in rushing since the bye.
And then you go back to normal ways of not being able to run the ball to save your life.
So I don't know why Mr. Canada didn't feel like running the ball. Just because Mitch Trubisky came in doesn't mean abandon the run.
And then here was another thing, and this kind of leads into another topic or so. Because here's what's ironic about Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin, 31 other fan bases. Hunter, if you're still in here, I want your answer as well because you're part of the demographic I'm about to explain. Mike Tomlin Hunter is a Browns fan. I was listening to Browns radio Cleveland radio earlier this week, and they were talking about coaches and Kevin Stefanski. And they were talking about Mike Tomlin being a great coach. They were talking about John Harbaugh being a great coach. Talking about other great coaches. You ask 31 other fan bases in the National Football League, you will get probably a similar answer in the fact that Mike Tomlin is a great coach and they would love to have him on their team. Except for Steeler fans. Steeler fans just want him fired. They think he's mid. They think he's not good. They think he's average at best. I mean, so my question to those people then are, okay, Mike Tomlin is not a good coach. Okay. Are you going to be able to... do you think you're going to find someone else to do better? Because it's a lot harder than people think. It's a lot harder than people think.
Yeah, there was a space I was in that this guy wanted Mike Tomlin fired. And he was talking about, I forgot who it was. I wish I remember the name. But I think it was... I want to say it was the Bills or the Chargers. It was like one of the coaches, one of their like OCs or other coaches.
Ken Dorsey, maybe?
Not Dorsey. I don't remember, but anyways.
Because that's the Bills' offensive coordinator.
But yeah, wants him as a head coach. I was like, to reach. There's no way Mike Tomlin's going to be fired. If he gets fired, the whole NFL is going to come after him.
Listen, do you not realize how many teams would drop their coach right now for Mike Tomlin?
Like, I understand he's a player's coach, and you got to think, the defensive coordinator. We haven't talked much about him. Terrell Austin. It's his first year.
Give me 2 seconds. We're gonna play an exercise here in a second. We're gonna have a game. In fact, you can still hear me. I'm pulling something out. Okay, here we go. So I have here, it's a magnet board with all the teams in the National Football League. This is where we've gone to with this podcast, where I'm pulling out magnet things to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay, so let's talk about head coaches. We're going to go through all the divisions here and determine whether we think that that they would drop their coach right now for Mike Tomlin. Buffalo Bills, Sean McDermott.
Probably not.
Okay. So we will we'll put him over here. All right, Bill Belichick, I think no. We already know that answer. Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Let's put him over here. Robert Saleh.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yes. All right, Andy Reid will already put no. Zach Taylor. Yes.
Yes.
Mike Vrabel.
Yes.
I have a huge hot take on Mike Vrabel. Hunter already knows it. All right, well, Mike, obviously. We'll just put the Steelers away because we're not worried about them. Cleveland Browns, Kevin Stefanski. Yes, I can answer that for them because their fans have been saying it. I've been hearing it. Baltimore, John Harbaugh. I'm going to say no.
I would say no for now.
Okay. Well, Colts, obviously, yes, they don't really have a head coach. The Texans, yes, we could answer that. The Jags, yes.
Yeah, they could. They would.
The Raiders, yes, but they're cash poor, so... The Chargers, Brandon Staley. I think he's on the hot seat. Yes. All right, the Denver Broncos, Nathaniel Hackett. Yes.
Yes.
All right, moving on. Mike McCarthy. Yes. Nick Sirianni. I'd say no.
No for now. They're doing good.
All right, Ron Rivera. Yes.
Yes, for sure.
Okay. The Giants. Brian
McAdoo? Oh, no, McAdoo. Brian Dable.
Man, McAdoo, he hasn't been their head coach since 2016 or something.
I forgot it's Dable, but I'm gonna say no for now.
Ooh, okay.
For Dable, look, I like what he's done for the Giants. They made him relevant.
All right, we're gonna go with Sean McVay.
Ooh, that's another one too. I'm gonna say no for now for Sean McVay.
Cliff Kingsbury, yes, I think he's gonna get fired after this year. Kyle Shanahan, I'd say no.
No.
Okay, Pete Carroll.
Yes.
I'm gonna say yes strictly because I think he's gonna retire here soon.
Yeah, exactly.
Todd Bowles.
Yes.
Dennis Allen.
Yes.
Arthur Smith.
Yes.
Well, the Carolina, they don't really have a head coach.
Yes.
All right. What the hell is his name? Why am I drawing? Oh, Matt LaFleur.
Yes.
Okay. The Vikings head coach, I forget his name.
Yes.
The Bears, yes. We all know that. And then the Lions, Dan Campbell.
Yes.
Okay. All these teams right here are teams that we said yes to no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 3/4 of the NFL, according to our calculations, according to our mathematical calculations, because we're turning into Mark Rober here, would trade their head coach in for Mike Tomlin right now.
It's very true.
This is where we're at. Which leads into another topic.
All right, go ahead. I already know what this is.
If David Tepper, it's ironic. Mike Tomlin is going to Carolina on Sunday. If David Tepper offered the Steelers 2 first-round picks for Mike Tomlin, similar like kind of what happened with John Gruden back in 01 or 02, would you take it?
Where are they at right now? It'll be this year.
You would get a 2023 and a 2024 first-round pick.
I would need more. I think he'd need more than 2 first-round picks. I wouldn't do 2, maybe 3.
Oh.
I'm greedy.
You know what? I'm turning this into a poll right now.
Oh my God.
If the Steelers, or if the Panthers offered 2 first-round picks for Mike Tomlin, would you accept? Question mark. Choice 1, yes. Choice 2, no. Here we go.
I'm going to say no.
Okay. So the poll is out.
I'm going to say no. My answer.
I'm kind of waiting to get roasted here. I'm going to get roasted at some point.
Yeah. I don't know how happy they'll be with that question. No.
It is strictly for educational purposes.
And then if you do, who's the head coach? That's a whole nother ordeal.
Matt Canada. No, I'm just kidding.
No. Matt Canada might be here next year, which a lot of people might want to hear. Might have to suck it up and do it.
So you know what's ironic is yesterday, it's ironic we were shitting on Pony and Muller, or on Andrew Filipponi. I was actually listening to them because yesterday they had one of my favorites in the industry, Aditi, on.
Mm-hmm.
And they had on Ike Taylor.
I like Ike Taylor.
Ike Taylor is cool. He's cool as shit. And he kind of thinks it was like, listen, guys lose their jobs. When you have bad seasons, guys lose their jobs. Black Monday would be Pittsburgh would, I think, have a parade if Matt Canada got relieved of his duties on Sunday or that Monday.
Should happen.
I think it's a very short chance.
But it all depends on how if we keep losing, he's gone.
Maybe? Okay, we already got 5 votes in.
Oh, God.
As of now, it is very close. It's 3-2.
Are you fucking kidding me?
We have 3 people who have said no, 2 people have said yes.
Oh, I'm about to say. When you say 3-2, I'm thinking 3 yeses, 2 no. I would have cried. Like, we're not getting rid of Mike Tomlin. We're not trading Mike Tomlin. It's never going to happen. I always say never. Very unlikely.
I mean, you never know.
It's very unlikely. Why would they do that?
You never know.
That'd be a whole culture change.
I mean, like I said, we went through how many teams that would vote for him? Or that would sign him in a heartbeat? A lot. All right.
So,
actually, got a couple more votes in already. Right now, okay, it's still looking like no is just 1 ahead.
It's good. Should be no.
I'm just waiting for all the Tomlin haters to be like, absolutely. Get him out of here.
I'm
going to say something very controversial for myself.
Oh, dear.
And there's a certain person in our Steeler group chat who might hate what I'm about to say, but also might find some enjoyment in this. You know who the Steelers should go after in that situation?
A head coach?
If they were to actually trade Mike Tomlin.
I can't think of who would they go for.
Jim Harbaugh.
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ.
That's for Herb. That is strictly for Herb. Okay, right now, we're actually now at 50-50.
Jim Harbaugh.
Hey, listen, it was ironic. I was listening to a Cleveland show today, and they were having this discussion about would you have it's ironic. I say Jim Harbaugh, and viewer went down. I don't blame him, though. They were talking about would you have... When you say it, though, Jim Harbaugh had success in the National Football League.
He did.
He was 44-19 as a head coach in the National Football League and led a team to a Super Bowl and very well could have won it if he didn't get screwed over in a BS play in the end zone.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
So, it's not as bad, I think, as people think it out to be.
I think he's too into Michigan. I don't think he would do it.
Huh?
I don't think he would do it.
I mean, I would love to see it because maybe also just get him the hell away from Michigan.
Okay, we're not talking. This is not college. It's the Steelers talk right now.
Hey, listen. Anytime. Oh, nope. You're not going to like this.
Oh, dear Lord.
At 10
this
votes, 60% say yes.
Where's this poll so I can vote it?
It is 6-4 right now.
Where's this poll?
It's on my personal Twitter at Jeff_Kirby99 or Jeff_Kirby412. I forgot my old Twitter got banned. Pre Elon Musk, by the way.
Free Elon.
Before Elon Musk, by the way.
Oh, okay, Kirby.
This is where we're at here, okay?
This is not what's going to happen, though. So,
I mean, so honestly, in your honest opinion, what are your actual thoughts on Like the people who are saying, yes, we need to fire Mike Tomlin.
Who's the head coach that's replacing the team? Who's the OC? Who's the DC? Why? And what do you expect? What outcome do you expect of this head coach in his first season of the new head coach? Because you know what Steelers fans want after this next season. They want playoffs. They want to get back to the Super Bowl like every other team.
Oh, yeah,
the expectation's still going to be high. The development of Kenny Pickett, who's going to lead the OC. The whole thing's going to change. Once the head coach is gone, you're basically tearing down, unless Terrell Austin, I think he probably might stay, but you need a new OC, a new DC.
So here's another thing that I'm questioning. What exactly does Brian Flores do again? Do we really know what he does?
What is it? Linebacker assistant?
Like, what the? So you needed to tell me. And that's another thing that really pisses me off about this whole thing with the Steelers defense. So you're meaning to tell me. So you have Mike Tomlin, supposed to be one of the better defensive minds in the NFL. You bring in Brian Flores, who is probably an even better defensive mind. One of the better head coaches in the NFL who wrongfully got fired by the Dolphins in that travesty of a franchise. The last time that he was really in charge of a defense, he held the Los Angeles Rams to 3 points in a Super Bowl. Why doesn't he have it really doesn't seem like he has that much say in the defense. Why is he not having more to say in the defense? In a $108 million defense at that. There's a reason why we continuously bring up a $108 million defense. Because when you spend that much money on a defense, when you have the highest paid defense in the NFL, you expect for that defense to go back to what it was in 2018, in 2019, in 2020, when you were a top defense in the NFL, not be mediocre in the bottom fourth in the National Football League. That should not be happening.
Shouldn't.
We didn't spend, it's not $10.8 million on a defense. No, it is a $108 million defense.
And then this draft will be a big telling. I can tell you that much.
Listen, I've been going in on watching and listening and watching mock drafts.
Man, the Steelers got Jalen Carter.
Hey,
in the first
character
round.
issues, Georgia.
Bro.
No, so actually, at some point, I do want to make a video on this. I might actually make it tonight. I did a video last year on it was Todd McShay's opening mock draft. Todd McShay.
I think he put us with Parrish Johnson, the tackle for Ohio State.
Actually, here
I remember.
I gotta pull it up here on my phone.
I'm pretty sure that I remember I saw it on ESPN. He talked about it.
Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. His first mock drafts here as it's trying to load, as it continues to load. As it's continuing to load, and it's still going slow like the Steelers defense, and it's still, there we go. Okay, yeah, so with the 9th pick, the Steelers would be taking Parrish Johnson, offensive tackle from Ohio State. Which, as of this moment, strictly position-wise, I'm very okay with.
Listen, I'm okay with a tackle, a guard, a defensive tackle, corner.
I mean,
in the first round.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be curious to see what happens with the corner. So right now in this mock draft, he has Jalen Carter going number 2 to Seattle.
Now the same character issues with Jalen Carter.
So another guy to watch out for, he has Brian Breesy going to, number 10 overall to Arizona. That's another guy we might see. You have, let's see here, blah, 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 blah. Broderick Jones from Georgia. That might be Joey Porter Jr. is another guy.
There's a couple good guys. They're talking about Cam Smith for the corner
Keely
from
Ringo.
Keely Ringo, another Georgia player. Man, shout out to Georgia, man.
You got Clark Phillips from Utah. He's a corner. Devin Witherspoon. I don't know how I feel about having another corner with the last name Witherspoon, but we'll see.
Keeping an eye on Christian Gonzalez from Oregon.
Yes, that's another guy that I've been
looking at into. Christian Gonzalez looks like he's gonna be a solid corner right now. I've been looking into some of his tape. He's not too strong. That's the only thing that I will complain about. Which
there's a couple things that I've been doing a little bit of draft stuff over the last little bit, just to look around and
just prepare for the offseason.
Oh, yeah, just prepare for the offseason. Well, honestly, I'm preparing for the big draft show that we do every year, which obviously is currently December, and we get ready for it at the end of April.
It's almost next year, though. We're almost there.
Hey, we're almost there. I've been looking, just for the hell of it, just because it's easier, I've been looking into some of the corners a little bit, or some of the quarterbacks. I said corners. I will need to at some point. Real quick, I'm going to give one person, real quick. I'll talk about one person real quick. It's not someone that the Steelers need, and then we'll get back into it. Bijan Robinson. So it's ironic. So I want to say last week, I put a comparison in one of my group chats. I think I put it in our group chat as well, saying that he reminds me of Saquon Barkley. Then there was something that came out saying that several scouts believe that he is Saquon Barkley. I could also see a little bit of Edgerrin James, and that's shout out to Hunter. He gave me that comparison.
Edgerrin James, that's another good one.
That's a name. Oh yeah, by the way, more updates. At 17 votes, 53% say yes, they would trade Mike Tomlin for 2 first-round picks.
I wouldn't do it. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's just a poll. It's not real.
Twitter's not a real place. Okay. So I'm going to play something here. I'm going to play a video for everyone.
Before you do it, where's Bijan Robinson projected to go? Is he first round?
Yes. He's going to go top 10.
Top 10. Oh, we're not going to have an argument about taking a running back in the first round, guys?
I don't like it. I don't like it. They have Philadelphia taking it.
Oof.
Listen, I will until I have not changed on my on my feelings about drafting Najee Harris. Of course, I want him to be great. I want him to prove me wrong. I just did not like the idea. And some of the people, so you're going to make that much of an impact with, with an offensive tackle or whatever, because obviously Najee is going to actually make plays. But at the end of the day, I still believe if you want to rebuild your team, what is a great way to do? Rebuild from the inside out. Rebuild from the offensive line, the defensive line, in the trenches. Because again, let's see. We had this discussion a few weeks ago. So let's go ahead and not necessarily invest first-round picks in the offensive lineman. What has that gotten us recently? Dan Moore, Dotson, Kendrick Green, Chukwuezeokorafor. That's what it's gotten us. The last 2 times that we've invested invested a first-round pick in an offensive lineman. Oh, what was their names? Oh, yeah. David DeCastro and Marquise Pouncey.
This is going to be the year.
I'm not saying anything, but I'm just saying, draft some invest a lot into the offensive line. Please, I'm begging you. Omar Khan. Now,
Nothing
here's the only thing that makes me feel better about
Marcus.
this is what makes me feel better about everything. Is the fact that we have Andy Weidel in the office, in the front office now for the Steelers. He was one of the main people to help build the Philadelphia Eagles into what they are now.
Like I said, we'll see what happens in this draft. Well,
oh boy, Jesus. Okay, so I'm gonna play a clip here, and this goes into another topic I wanted to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
If Kenny Pickett can't go, who would you want to be the starting quarterback? Well, one wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers gave his answer. Take a listen.
Yeah, I want to see him play. I know he's ready to play, so I know it's in the back of his mind, like, dang, when I'm going to get my chance. So I feel like this week is it for him. So I know he's going to do everything it takes to prepare this week, get ready for Sunday. Yeah,
That was Deontay Johnson, another than Mason Rudolph. So Deontay Johnson basically flat out came out and said he wants to see Mason Rudolph as a starting quarterback. Oh, what's good? I haven't had the chat up in a little bit. What's good, Marcus? What's good, Herb? Marcus says nothing but Burns. Get Paris Johnson on the line, and then Herb says, as much as I hate off Ohio State, I draft Paris Johnson. Hey, if it makes you feel any better, when we drafted Najee Harris, I wanted the Steelers to draft Jalen Mayfield. That makes you feel any better.
Jesus, really?
I mean, and again, I'm not afraid to be wrong.
I'm
not afraid to. I mean, I remember.
I'm not. No one is. Well, not nobody. I would say you're not afraid.
There's definitely some people who will do anything to make. I mean, like, okay, and when it comes to the draft, we're all gonna be wrong. There are some players that I thought were going to be great that ended up being great, and there's some other players that I thought were going to be great, and they're maybe not as good as what we thought. I mean, for God's sakes, I said Jalen Phillips from now Miami was going to be a Pro Bowler within 3 years. Do I think that's going to happen? Probably not. But that's how I felt. There were some people that thought that Zach Wilson was going to be the second coming of God, and we see how that's gone out for him. That's where we're at. But no, would you, if Kenny Pickett cannot be the starting quarterback for the Steelers, and also shout out to Herb too for putting that picture in the group chat. If Kenny Pickett cannot be the starting quarterback on Sunday, who would you want to see starting for the Steelers on Sunday?
That's gonna suck. As much as I hate to say it, it's gotta be Mitch Trubisky for now. It's got to be Mitch Trubisky. As much as everyone hated Mason, now let's all love Mason because he hasn't played since the God knows tie against the Lions. Throw the ball 50 times.
I love the fact that you have to bring that up because it's ironic because you, I, Marcus, and Herb were all at that game.
So, as much as, let Mitch play the first half, see how he does. If he turns the ball over at least once, start Mason Rudolph. That's how I see it. But he's on a short leash. He's on a very short leash. Because you're paying Mitch to sit there. Why not play him? Yeah, rather throw me in there.
Listen,
but I'm starting Mitch. As much as I hate, everyone would I'd rather have Mason. I'm going to start Mitch.
You know what?
On a very short leash.
I am the master of polls.
Oh, God, you're going to make another poll.
If Kenny Pickett cannot play for the Steelers on Sunday, as I put strollers, for the Steelers on Sunday, who should start at QB? And all right, so we go poll. Mitch Trubisky or Mason Rudolph. And away we go. And away we go.
For me, it's going to be Mitch for now. He's on a short leash. Listen, the season's already over. It's about to be a losing season. Everyone just should have been prepared when the season started. You know what was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. But you wanted to believe. That's why everyone wants to believe. I wanted to believe we have a winning season. Of course, I want to be good, but I don't want to be.
That's what we do as fans. That's what we do. Even if we know that the bottom is about to fall out from under us, we're still gonna believe that we're gonna somehow go 9-8 and squeeze our way into the playoffs to get our teeth kicked in the first round. Again.
Yeah, we're gonna play the Bills or the Chiefs, and we're gonna lose.
Marcus says, why the bleep are we paying Mitch $8 million? He should be paying us to play.
That's the thing, Marcus. You know, you're paying him this. You know, the contract's not bad.
Also, yeah, for quarterbacks, it's not bad at all. Oh yeah, by the way, we already have 3 votes, and 2 of them are Mitch or Mason Rudolph.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all with the performance on Sunday that Mitch did. Everyone's still on that 3 turnovers. It's terrible.
And that's how Mike Tomlin is also looking as well. We all know that Mike Tomlin is a very ultra conservative. He does not want the ball to be turned over. And what did Mitch Trubisky do 3 times on Sunday? Turn the ball over. So yes,
So if he turns the ball over once, he probably might get benched. Unless he's playing like complete garbage, I can see Mason coming in there.
All right, already at 7 votes. Did you vote on that poll?
No.
Okay. Well, only one person voted for Mitch. Everyone else has voted for Mason.
It's not surprising. It's not surprising at all.
Herb and Marcus, who else, and whoever else is in here, who would you rather have start on Sunday if Kenny Pickett cannot start? Which, by the way, I know you guys didn't hear this earlier. I said there's not a chance in hell I am letting Kenny Pickett start this week. No, not a chance in hell. Not a chance in flying hell.
I know, but you know he's been limited yesterday and today.
That's a part of the concussion protocol. That's a part of it.
Yeah, but let's see what happens practice Friday. If he gets cleared, then he's gonna play. I know you don't want to, but no one wants to. But see, if he's good to go.
Me and Herb agree. He said, Mason, give him the shot.
Give him the shot, Jesus, bro, God. And then what if he turns the ball over once or twice? You want to go back to Mitch?
They might. I don't know. For all we know, they might. For all we know, they might just.
That's like
Marcus says Landry Jones.
God, man, that fucking guy. Anyways, listen.
Bring back Tommy Maddox.
God, no matter who you start, whoever turns over the ball, if Kenny's not playing, they're on a short leash because they know they have another quarterback that can go in there and play.
Yeah, I mean,
So, it doesn't matter who starts, in my opinion. I understand that Kenny doesn't play. That's only if Kenny doesn't play.
Here's my thing, too, when it comes to Mason. I think when it comes to Mason, it'll be something different. We haven't seen him play at all this year. Might as well just see what he has. It's a lost cause at this point of a season. Guess where I'm at literally is just, you might as well.
But yeah, you might as well. But you know what you're going to expect from Mason already. He's going to sit there like a statue in the pocket and get sacked with that O-line.
Herb says call up Duck Hodges and see what he's up to.
Oh, my God. Yeah, he could do better.
Oh, God. Might as well call up Cordell Stewart or Kent Graham.
But, anyways.
Hey, Dennis Dixon, you doing anything? Hey, Byron Leftwich, you want to leave Tampa Bay, come back and play again?
Jesus. So, hey, the season's already lost. Doesn't matter who starts. Doesn't matter.
At this point, you might as well call up Bubby Brister.
Jesus.
Neil O'Donnell. Or Mike Tomczak.
Well, yeah, next thing, what? Who are you gonna say next?
Marcus says Rudolph, but it don't matter who starts. I expect to lose and have our first losing season under Tomlin. Listen, and here's the thing. At the end of the day, it was bound to happen. It's okay. I mean, yes, it sucks, but it's okay. Every team is going to have bad years. Every team is going to go under 500 at some point.
Mm-hmm. And with that, they should sit down TJ Watt.
That's another thing I was getting ready to ask. Should they sit down TJ Watt and maybe Cam Hayward for the rest of the year? Should they shut them down?
Oh, shut up both of them, huh?
Well,
wow.
TJ definitely. Cam I just kind of threw out there.
Yeah, TJ for sure I would, because he doesn't look healthy at all. Everyone sees it. He doesn't have an impact on the defense right now.
He had a little bit of an impact in the Saints game, his first game back, and then after that, it's just been downhill.
Exactly. So, but that's why they were trying to get Ola, Daney that they signed, and someone, Jonathan something, I think it was Hankins, I don't know who it is, 50-man roster they signed. But of course, I saw that Ola didn't pass his physical, so he's not on the team. He's the free agent now. So I don't know what they're gonna do now. They could still sit him out, but I think they should just shut down TJ for the rest of the season.
Yeah, at this point, you might as well. I mean, you're not playing for anything, so why risk your best player getting hurt even more and then just just shut him down for the year, let him get healthy, let him get ready for next year, and then hopefully you're in a much better position going into 2023 to, depending on what you do, in the draft and in free agency as well. By the way, some more up. Oh yeah, Marcus and Herb. I don't think you guys were in here when we had this discussion, and the reason why is I'm getting ready to update a poll. I've done 2 polls so far on Twitter. If the Panthers offered the Steelers 2 first-round picks for Mike Tomlin, would you take that or no? An update on that.
No.
The update on that. 20 votes so far on that. 60% say yes, they would take 2 first-round picks for him. I wouldn't be surprised if some people answered it with this response of, I will drive him to the airport myself. And another update on the other poll on if Kenny Pickett cannot play for the Steelers on Sunday, who would you start at QB? 62% say Mason Rudolph. Marcus says, bye, Tomlin. Herb says would need J.C. Horn, too, and that's a deal. Where are the Panthers at in their draft here? As of now, let's see.
They are probably the same spot as around us, maybe a little bit lower.
11th.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. They're better than us.
Hey, look at it this way. They're 2 top 15 picks. So you would have 2 top 15 picks, and then 3 pretty damn good second-round picks.
So you had 5 picks in the top 75.
5 picks in the top 50?
Or 50, that's what I meant to say.
You could do some damage with that.
You could, but they would not. They're not going to do it. Guys, telling you, there's no way. I know 2 first-round picks, but I'm greedy. I like Mike Tomlin. You better give me 3 first-round picks. I'm a greedy guy. If I was a GM.
You know who's here? I got an idea. You know who's the next head coach?
Who?
Brian Flores.
Brian Burns. Oh, that would be nice too. The 2 first-round picks for J.C. Horn and Brian Burns. I'll do that. There you go.
I would bet you do. I also would trade Mike Tomlin away for Patrick Mahomes as well. Give me, you know what? Hey, might as well throw in Chris Jones while you're at it.
Well,
you might as well. Hey, here, let me call the Chargers. Hey, we'll trade you 2 first-round picks, and you give us, you give us 2 first-round picks. Give us Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler, maybe Derwin James and Joey Bosa, and we have a deal.
Give me their left tackle too. Just give me Slater.
Oh my God, Rashawn Slater is so good. Oh boy, he is good.
It's too bad he's out for the year, but I would love
Actually,
to
no, they're
have
saying,
Slater.
well, I mean, unless they don't make the playoffs. I'll say if they make the playoffs, there's a shot that he comes back.
Yeah, we'll
I
see about
I don't
that.
see it, but there's the chance.
But, Mike Tomlin isn't going anywhere. If that happens, if somehow in the middle of March and April we hear the news that the Steelers have traded Mike Tomlin to the Carolina Panthers for 2 first-round picks, I would go crazy. I don't know what. Be shocked. Be very shocked. But like I said, it's very unlikely. It's a 0.01% chance that's happening.
You know what's ironic, too? Didn't I make a theory in our group chat and on Twitter like a few weeks ago about Brian Flores?
Yeah, you did. You definitely did. We'll see what happens.
Yes, this was back on November 15th. Because this goes back to the report from Josina Anderson saying that you could possibly see another or a top tenured coach, leave or retire or whatever. And we said Bill Belichick, no, he wants to become the winningest head coach. And I said, Tomlin, I just don't see that happening. Although, if you wanted to go into a deep conspiracy, it could be that you hired Brian Flores, and if he thinks he'll resign, or if he will resign soon, maybe he'd become the next Steelers head coach. But that's going real deep into that.
Yeah, but they're talking about a contract extension with Mike Tomlin. Wasn't there a report about that?
That was actually a topic on Pittsburgh radio earlier this week about would you extend Mike Tomlin, and Pittsburgh's favorite Andrew Filipponi said hell to the no, and also Chris Muller said no.
Okay, well, it makes sense. You got to see this is Mike Tomlin's first change of quarterback, so you got to see how the Kenny Pickett develops.
No, I want instant success. Am I wrong though? That's kind of how it is nowadays in the National Football League. Oh
yeah, of course, we all do. But sometimes things take time.
Yeah,
Jalen Hurts took time. I'm not comparing.
Well, I mean, look at how many QBs it's been that we've seen them kind of. It's taking quarter. I mean, Tua might be coming back a little bit. Might be coming back down to earth, but for a while he was looking like he improved. Josh Allen took that improvement. I mean, for Patrick Mahomes didn't start. He didn't play his whole rookie year outside of one game in the end of the season. I mean, there's quarterback. I mean, like you said, Jalen Hurts has gotten an upgrade, or he's played a lot better. Trevor Lawrence is quietly in his second year has had a lot better of a year. Justin Fields is starting to look a little bit better this year. We're starting to see
good quarterback play from these young QBs. I'm going to shout out to my friend Joey. He's a big Jags fan, and he thinks Trevor Lawrence should be a top 10 QB, which he's not there yet, but he's getting there.
I remember I made a post right after they got blown out against the I think it was against the Raiders in the very first preseason game of the year. I made a post on Facebook, and it said that the Jacksonville Jaguars have been eliminated from playoff contention, and it actually blew up.
Oh my God.
But no, other than that, anything else you got to say?
I want to shout out to the Orlando Magic on a 4-game win streak. Let's keep it up. Let's beat Boston tomorrow, please, and Sunday.
Here we go.
Shout out to Cole Anthony, Bol, all those guys. Paulo Banchero.
I guess if we're giving out shout out to Donovan Mitchell. Salute.
Hey, Donovan Mitchell, good guy. Aaron Judge, I appreciate you being on the team.
Oh boy, here we go.
I'm just shouting everybody out.
Hey, hey, shout out to, God knows whoever. All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Hope you guys did enjoy it. If you guys did, smash the like button, hit the red subscribe button, drop a comment. We're 7 subs away from 600. 7. We're Ben Roethlisberger subscribers away from 600. So please, go and tell your mothers, go tell your fathers, go tell your friends, go tell any part of your family member, go tell your male your local mailman. Go tell your local person who runs your local laundromat. Go tell your local crack dealer. Go tell absolutely everyone. For you might as well go up to, SeaWorld or go and tell everyone because, congratulations to you and all your success where it's currently probably like 70 degrees out there.
68.
One more degree higher, we'd been nice. Herbert says Curry out 3 to 4 weeks. Yeah, I heard that because in another group chat that I'm in, there's another Warriors fan in there, and they were talking about that.
Unfortunate.
That's a big blow for the Warriors.
Hey, the Magic beat the Warriors, though.
Just had to get that in there.
I had to.
Just had to get that in there.
Listen, the Magic are on a little win streak. I got to be happy for a little.
The last time that the Orlando Magic were in this kind of win streak, Jarryd and I weren't born as Shaquille O'Neal was playing for them.
We're talking about 7-game win streak, by the way. That's a 7-game win streak if they get to 7. That's the 08-09. No, that's the Dwight Howard days.
By the way, you're still 13th in the East.
Hey, listen, that's fine.
How's the weather down there?
Listen, we're getting there. The play-in's the goal for the Magic.
How's the weather down there, all the way down there in the East? Can't hear you all the way up here.
Oh, congrats to you and your success. Let's see how the playoffs go. Let's see how the playoffs happen.
That's just going to be merch. Congratulations to you and all your success. While we're sitting up here, my team's sitting up here third in the East. Your team is all the way down there 13th.
Hey, well, listen, that's fine.
Herb's team is not much higher than yours. They're in 10th. They're in the final play-in spot. And then what is Marcus? He's the Nuggets. Oh yeah, so he's up there with me. He's third in the West. So while me and Marcus are hanging out up there, Herb and you are hanging down there in poverty land.
Listen, we're not halfway in the season yet. We're not even at the All-Star break. We're okay. The play-in is the goal for the Magic. I'm just telling that.
You really think
the 10th seed is the goal right now?
So you're meaning to tell me you are 9-20?
Yeah.
9-20, and you're thinking play-in?
Yes, sir.
God, what does that mean that I put out there this week? Is like, when does the crack come into play?
When the full team is healthy, the team is going to push for that play-in. And that's what I'm waiting for.
Ooh, boy.
But they're doing good right now.
I'll see you in hell before that happens. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a comment. And until then, I'll see you guys in the next video that hopefully we'll have on Sunday, Saturday. Might do some tomorrow. Or I might even record a video tonight for all I know. We'll see. But until then, have a great weekend. Stay safe. Happy holidays. Peace out.